Welcome to Doughboys Double. I'm Nick Weiger along with a spoon man, Mike Mitchell, coming in hot for the hot open. Yusong Liu is here. He's going to hit us with a question.
What up, what up? Michael asks, friend of the show Jason Mantzoukas is the voice of Duncan. What chain would you want to be the spokesman / voice of?
Del Taco. Mitch, your answer.
Duncan, sorry, Zooks. I'm coming for the crown.
It's time to open up the DB Feedbag.
Here we go.
Lettuce. We get lettuce. We get sacks and sacks of lettuce.
McDonald's is my real answer.
That's the hot open. It's the feedback hot open.
It's incredible.
I couldn't steal it from Zooks. Is also very good as the Duncan spokesman.
He's great. He's a great actor.
Job.
Very funny guy.
It is fucked that
great voice.
That it is fucked that they couldn't give me like a line in it. Like Zooks still does it, but then I'm like, that looks good. You know what I mean?
You're just like another guy. And you're like, who's that guy?
I think that's fun though.
Did you watch the new Dunkin' commercial where there's a guy, there's like another guy?
I didn't think about that. How many commercials do that? That's fun.
Yeah. Wait, are you saying it's the same character or it's like...
No, it's a different guy.
It's a different
guy.
guy.
And they never really explain him.
Yeah.
Like, that bagel looks good. And it's like, who was that guy?
There'd be like hour-long YouTube videos trying to decipher who the guy was.
Good.
What it meant.
This is all good for Duncan.
This guy. There's this extra guy in like one Dunkin' ad.
Zooks remains the king, and then I get my little line in.
Some guy says, that looks good.
It would be like... You're killing me, Larry. Like those are two. I mean, that's a radio. It's more like
that's like a radio have like a banter
play.
Back and forth.
Yeah,
and then that also like that's the guy's catchphrase is "You're killing me, Larry." Mm-hmm. If you're saying your catchphrase is going to be "That looks good," it could work.
Yeah,
you know that's like "Where's the beef?" It's simple. It could be something. It could be something that looks good.
I think we need to simplify things a little bit. There was a thing. There was a. I think Larry. No wait. So it's not Larry. It's the guy who says, "You're killing me, Larry." That guy.
Oh yeah.
I think I talked about this, but his son is now in the commercials.
Yeah, 100%. They've handed over the keys or passed the torch. Or
yeah. I don't know if I like the son coming in.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here?
So these are ads, and they may be. I don't know if they're regional. I don't know if the "You're Killing Me, Larry" ads are nationwide.
Yeah.
But this is it's a mattress ad, right?
I believe so.
And it's two guys, and they're chattering back and forth, kind of a Doughboys energy. Two dipshits with annoying voices arguing back and forth.
Something, or your mattress is free. Yeah, so I think it is a mattress thing.
And it's like the whole thing is that unless those are two different brands. Anyway, either way, it's like they're selling mattresses and this one guy is lowering his prices and his business partner is like, with these prices, you're killing me, Larry. Because he's like, our business is in peril because you're giving such heavy discounts to our customer base.
And now his son's in the ads?
Now his son is in it, yeah.
Well, now I've got egg on my face thinking the mattress ad industry was a meritocracy. That's a damn lie.
No, it's all nepotism. It's all
fucking
cronyism.
Nepo baby came in.
Fucking worse than Hollywood.
Jeez.
Yusong, it's funny how you react to that because I think the Birthday Boys did use "You're killing me, Larry" in a sketch as a joke.
Yeah.
And it played to like confused silence.
Because I think a lot of the country doesn't know it. I think it's just a regional thing. Casey, did you know "You're Killing Me, Larry"?
This sounds familiar, but
I
can't place it.
Yeah, I think it was a certain place in time, and I think it was in Southern California. Probably when you moved out here.
Look, when I moved out here, the radio was we still turned the radio up. Am I right, Wags?
Hey, man, if it's too loud, you're too old. That's what I used to say.
I say, hey, turn up K-Earth 101. Let's hit Mel's Diner. That was me in my first couple of years out here.
See, I was like, turn on K-Rock. I want to hear the edgy comedy of Kevin and Bean.
You didn't like K-Earth?
I did like K-Earth.
We talked about K-Earth a little bit. K-Earth was great because it was like, this is the thing I liked with
K-Earth 101.
It would be like, Shotgun Tom Kelly, and then you go like, you got it. And it was like, K-Earth 101.
Yeah, it's really good.
It was really back when there was radio personalities.
They were great at throwing to songs, too.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, they'd throw in a song like, the year was 1967. This song topped the charts, and people were humming it everywhere. Here you go. And then just as the end, he'd be like, just my imagination. It's like, whoa, he timed it out perfectly.
It's honestly incredible whenever they do that. I'm listening to you guys talk, and I'm imagining this very, like,
it was
good
as hell.
Literally in black and white.
That's how the world was until like 1975. Everything was black and white, and color was discovered.
Yeah, the Pleasantville effect.
The whole,
Yusong, that's a
world
movie.
got Pleasantville.
Of course.
Yusong,
got
thank you so
Pleasantville.
much for being here. Twitch.tv/YU_SONG.
You
And
got
also
it.
on YouTube.
You're killing me, Larry. Thank you for having me. Can I say something?
Would love to.
This
I would love
is
to hear what you have to
This is
say.
a boys' night of a record.
Dudes only. It's the three of us and Casey. Emma's not here. Amelia's not here. Dudes only.
Now with Emma and Amelia gone, can I finally ask about something that I'm curious about?
Oh, okay.
Okay, buddy.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Because it's dudes' night. How are you guys doing emotionally?
I miss our mummies. Wah.
Same.
Okay, well, it was nice because, with Emma and Amelia here, they probably want to talk about like fast food or the Celtics or
Exactly,
something
yeah, no.
that we wouldn't necessarily find, I don't know, that interesting. So,
No.
yeah, it's nice to just talk.
Yusong,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about boy stuff.
We're going to talk about boys stuff.
Pizza. Come. What else?
Did you say pizza?
Yeah. Did I say come? Yeah, second.
You know we're going to talk about cum. Cum.
Has there ever been like a bunch of frat guys chanting come before? That's
There
fine.
should be. Should be in a movie.
Man, we talked about this already, but they need to bring back like the Not Another Teen Movie guys, the Scary Movie crew.
I would love the
Bring 'em
spoof
back.
movie is
Spoof
overdue.
movies,
We
come
need to have
on.
another spoof movie. Spoof movies are so. Have you ever seen a spoof movie?
Oh, Friends.
I hope that wasn't your answer.
Like a spoof movie, like
So like Scary Movie, I think is the
Yes.
example. Although spoof movies predate that, but I think that's what people know now as a reference point of like, oh yeah, it's parodying horror movies. It's called Scary Movie. That became a convention of blank movie.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't think I've seen a spoof movie. I've
Okay.
watched spoofs before. I've definitely watched The
What do you mean?
Birthday Boys.
Oh,
And they
is that
spoof
what
a
you
lot.
meant?
They
They
spoof
spoofed
and
a
they
lot.
All right,
Yeah.
that's
There
why
were a lot
you
of
were looking at me.
parodies. But I didn't want to watch Scary Movie because I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought it might be like scary. Do you know what I mean?
You're wrong.
Isn't it all scary? I don't think there's a scary part.
I
in
don't-
any of the scary movies. Yeah.
I don't think so either. But it was so like adjacent to like Final Destination, like those movies. Like they were
Final
both.
Station's also fun and kind of funny too.
But I am famously a scaredy cat or infamous.
Sure.
Like, no one knows, but I'm a scaredy cat, and so
People
I didn't
know.
want to.
No, you've talked about this. I think the issue you might run into, and this could just speak to your like lack of experience watching movies in general, is that it parodies a lot of other movies.
Yes.
And parodies a lot of horror movies specifically, so you don't know those
Yeah.
reference points.
Right.
The jokes might not hit for you.
Yeah, you'd be confused.
Although you would think it was like funny when like Carmen Electra farted. Like
Which is funny.
that is funny.
And you know what? I think that you would get a laugh out of Ghostface taking a hit from a bong and then having like a smile on his
That you'd
face.
like that.
Like
yeah.
you'd
the
like that.
mask curves into a smile.
Yeah, exactly.
That
That's
is very
funny.
that is
Yeah,
very
that's funny,
comical.
And then he raps with his knife and he kills everyone around him because he was rapping too much with his knife.
Yeah, you'd laugh at that.
Yeah, you'd laugh at that.
Can I tell you my experience with scary movies? I started in like 8th grade, right?
Mhm.
And I watched I Am Legend
Oh yeah.
in like
Yeah.
a basement with the lights turned off. Too scary for me. Genuinely too
That
scary for me.
is that movie is so not scary.
It's not like a scary movie, but it deals. If you're if you're at an
I guess yes.
in a more impressionable age, and it deals with like horrific themes. I definitely saw stuff when I was a little younger, and I was like, it just being in the orbit of being scary. You
Will
know?
Smith getting stuck in the trap may be the scariest part of that movie.
Scary stuff.
right?
They're these vampiric, creatures.
Mitch, I'm holding my knees at night, praying that the creatures from I Am Legend don't come find me. I genuinely,
God.
it's made a lasting
Still?
effect on me. Yeah, still.
Oh my god.
I'm
Yusong.
like, can I tell you something else that was very scary for me
Uh-huh.
as a child? My mom like did not realize that I could also see the TV when she was watching TV in the living room, and so she would watch the show Unsolved Mysteries.
Wait, she didn't know this?
No, she like didn't care that I was
Okay,
watching
didn't care. Okay,
along.
got it.
All right.
And then like there was
Be nice to your
one.
mom. That's good.
There's one episode of Unsolved Mysteries where people were talking about like you could get mailed anthrax from the USPS and then you'll just die. And the next few years of my life were dominated by that fear.
Wow.
I'm not joking.
Wow.
There was
That
a
actually happened after 9/11.
there was a little anthrax
There was
scare.
genuinely like a scare.
People forget
Your
about
mom
the
who gave me the
anthrax
nickname
scare.
Spoonmaster. We talked about that
Yes.
beforehand.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes. Shout out to
that
my
rocks.
mom.
Hell yeah.
Traumatizing me with TV.
What were you saying? What were you saying about anthrax over there?
I was saying people forget about the anthrax era, where like basically almost immediately after the 9/11 attacks, major news organizations started getting, and I think some politicians started getting mailed like anthrax, and some people died as a result. And they never found out who did it. They never solved. They have some suspects, but it's the kind of thing of like if there was. It's so fucking weird, like how that accelerated kind of the paranoia, the war on terror, the overreaction, the security theater that happened. And now it's been completely memory hole. People just talk about 9/11, but at that time it was like given the same amount of media attention. It was like these anthrax attacks are fucking, terrifying the country.
Who would have known that you could go off on anthrax for a good 5 minutes?
You want to talk the band, Anthrax, the band? I can do that too. Those guys fucking shredded.
Anthrax, the chemicals, actually, it gets a bad rap.
You gonna pro Anthrax?
Well, you might be.
But like those two things have genuinely made me like the human I am today. Like
Yeah.
I Am Legend
And Unsolved Mysteries.
and Unsolved Mysteries.
Yusong, I gotta tell you, you missed out because,
Yeah.
like early 90s,
Sure.
you got Unsolved Mysteries, you got Sightings, you got Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction. They were really, to the point now, like if there was news that the government was like releasing information about unidentified
Yeah.
flying objects,
Yeah.
and how as a society now we're just like whatever, we don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, if that news unleashed, it would be oh my god, he saved it. He almost had an
I
accident.
kicked the table, which I shouldn't have put there because I was worried I was going to kick it, and I did. But my water bottle spun around like a top, but then I stabilized it.
He stabilized it. It was pretty good.
Your spill.
Boys' night.
There was
Boys' night. Where's mommy's?
Don't you think if that news came? Oh,
Yeah.
go on. What was you saying?
if I cover my eyes and uncover, maybe mommies will be there.
Jesus.
No mommies.
Fucking dumbass babies.
Babies are dumb as shit.
Fucking idiots
Fucking
think their
don't know
mom will
anything.
come back when
Don't
they
have
cover their
object permanence.
eyes.
Fucking idiots.
If that news came out in the 90s,
Yeah.
it would be like a fucking eruption, right?
People would, people
go
would
crazy.
care about that. People would be like, holy shit, I can't believe, because shit would come out that wasn't even verified and people would like run with it. It would be this massive
Right.
story.
Like I think crop circles are probably just made by like a guy. You know what I mean?
That's my guess. It's a guy.
Like someone's making crop circles. But like I remember at the time the way that they were reporting on it in Unsolved Mysteries was like, oh my God.
Totally breathless. No, I
Yeah.
thought they were, I was like, oh my God, maybe this
Yeah.
is fucking proof of aliens.
Who did the
Like,
first
look at
crop
these messages.
circle? I mean, like, maybe they just did them for fun
Yeah.
back in the day.
I think there are some guys who claim to have done it and they've shown the technique of how they do it. Like I remember reading that, but I don't know if they've ever been like, oh, but for sure these are the dudes who could have done this. So,
There's some crop circle. Well, look, we don't have to do a deep dive on crop circles. Also, it's weird. I mean, like, it's funny to be like, crop circles probably don't exist when it's like, it seems like UFOs, it seems like the government has alien life form.
for sure,
Yeah.
100. I think all that shit is real. I don't like. I believe all of that.
And ghosts might be too.
Ghosts might be real.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I won't talk about it in detail because I don't want to like dox this person. I don't want to say too much, but I did talk to Mitch. I told you I talked to a medium on the picket line, and they had a fascinating bit of a fascinating story and gave me some insight of like what their experience was, and it did make me be like, maybe I've been a little bit too much of a Scully. Maybe I should be
Wow.
more of a Mulder.
I like it.
Do you know what a medium says when they're having a good time? I'm living large.
Is this the joke you came preloaded with?
No, I came with the
'Cause that was good.
I came with the boys' night premise like locked and loaded. I was like, I'm not joking. I said to my girlfriend before this, like, do you think that'll be okay? Like, do you think that'll? Yeah. And
was
she was
great.
like, I think it'll be very
I think
funny.
you did great.
Thank
I think
you.
you
I
did a
was
good
trying
job.
to get some. I was trying. Like, I met a medium. I was trying to think of like, was it a burger? I was trying to do something with it.
Yeah.
But I kind of gave up, and then let Yusong do it, and I was happy I gave up on it. I liked it. I like living large.
You could do like the Groucho of like, I never met a medium I didn't like.
That's good.
I never met a medium I didn't finish.
What is he doing? What is he? Is he
He's
just
always-
playing with his
He's always
cigar?
playing with a cigar. Yeah. It's like,
See, it's moments like this or the moments where you're talking about like spoof movies where I just look into the camera and I hope that some other lost soul is also just like connecting with me.
Some other lost soul is asking what Groucho is.
Groucho
Is
Marx
yeah
is a entertainer
Muppet.
that was like contemporaneous with Liberace. No.
That's the weirdest way to describe him, but I guess you're
kind of.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, decades did overlap.
What is Groucho Marx known for?
I was hoping you'd say Muppet.
The Marx Brothers
the Marx
were like a
Brothers.
big comedy troupe, and they did a lot of early
This
comedies.
is Groucho
early-
and Karl Marx.
Yeah, there's the two of them. Communist Manifesto they
Yeah.
co-authored.
Yeah.
But also did a lot of broad comedy. But it was like there were a bunch of Marx Brothers. Groucho was the most famous, and they all like they did some early comedy movies. Duck Soup, as I think they're most well known, most well regarded, like just sort of classic early talkie. And then Groucho went on to be like a have a decades long career as like kind of like a host, just like a Regis Philbin type, just kind of a personality who was around.
And this would be popular when the radio was popular. Am I saying that word right? Radio?
It was
When
kind of
that
radio,
was-
but early like film, like and then in the television era, that was like his fame extended to there. So yeah,
History repeats itself. First as tragedy, second as farce. That's
was
Karl
good.
Marx.
that was Groucho Marx. That's good.
I looked up the quote if you couldn't tell.
Like, did you just call Mitch Groucho Marx?
I was trying to say Groucho Marx, and I said Groucho
Groucho Marx is pretty good.
Groucho Marx is good. You put a big mustache and a cigar on this. I get off of this couch.
Yeah.
And then you dress it up like Groucho.
Should we do a question?
I'm Groucho Marx is like, I'm stuffed. I never met a coffee table I didn't like.
Groucho Marx be like, I have a son. He's quite a lazy boy.
That's good. That's
really
really good. He's eating a lazy Susan. Drives him wild, spinning all over the place.
Fuck. I don't got one.
I wouldn't be part of a living. I wouldn't want to be part of any living room that would have me. Groucho
good.
Marx.
Sussa, stop spilling dressing on me. That's my Groucho Marx. Do you ever hear the song "The Last DJ"? Wags. I'm going back now.
No. When's this from? I mean, I've maybe heard it, but I don't know it from the title.
This is like, it reminds me of Video Killed the Radio Star.
Hmm.
It kind of is. It's but I can't remember my issue is I can't remember the guy who it's about. There's The Last DJ is about. He used to do like free.
Wolfman Jack?
No, it's this guy who was great, and he's on a Roger Waters album.
Okay.
And he's like this guy who used to do like freeform radio. This is back in the day. Radio. Do people? Do you still listen to the radio or not?
I have, so I'm old enough where I have fucking Sirius XM in my car, which I love. And I just like, because I think the issue, and I don't know if this might be a generational thing. I don't like having to curate my own playlists all the time. To me, that's a lot of work. I like that I can just put on like yacht rock radio. You can just put on that station and just listen to it, and they'll pick songs for me. You know, I don't know, but I don't know how you feel.
I just put this is not a sponsored segment, but like Spotify is a thing where you can shuffle through the songs that you like, but they'll insert just new discoveries.
Oh,
for
they'll
you,
just
which
throw
is
some new ones in
really,
for you.
really
That's
nice.
cool.
And then they curate the playlist for you. So
Wow.
you hardly have to. You hardly have to lift a finger. Yeah.
I see. I can't find the guy's name, but I still listen. I still listen to K Earth, but now K Earth plays like Smells Like Teen Spirit. It's really strange.
Isn't that wild?
It's crazy.
Yeah, those are oldies now.
They played 50s music when I first moved out here. Yusong, they still played 50s and 60s music.
Yeah,
They
but that
don't
was
anymore.
it's like it's a different. It's like fucking 30 years ago was grunge.
Jesus.
All right, let's get to some more questions.
Should we do some questions? Okay,
Please.
Snoopy B. Leah in the Discord asks, or Snoopy Blah in the Discord, apologies.
What's up, Snoopy?
If
What's
you
up,
had
Snoopy?
to get a tattoo related to a chain, what would you get and why?
I've thought about this. Is a great question because I've thought about it, and I think my answer is the In and Out, just the arrow, because I feel like that's like a thing. It like looks like a thing, but then if you know, you know. You know, I kind of like that iconography.
That's pretty good.
I have a joke,
Okay.
but I'm too self-conscious to say it.
No, you got you
You
should
have
say
to
it.
say
You gotta
Okay.
say it.
And just because I'm in this precarious situation, I wouldn't ask this if I wasn't serious about it.
Okay.
Can you please laugh afterwards?
Yeah, I'll laugh.
Sure.
Okay. What if you got a tattoo of Wendy from Wendy's?
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you looked at it, you could get a boner.
Yusong has his head in his hands, fully covering his face.
You have to understand, folks. Before this episode started, we were in the Headgum kitchen area, talking with Casey, very nice. We talked to Anya, very nice. We were talking to Haley from the last double that was
Haley
recorded.
Mancini.
I have not been in the presence of more than 3 people for so long, and there were 4 voices going contemporaneously. The social anxiety was off the charts.
Is this because you're a good man for braving that and coming out here to do this in
Thank
person?
you.
Because we love having you in studio.
I am a
and
hero.
It's nice just to see you. You are a hero.
Thank
but
you.
also, you are a legend. But
No.
but also does this isolation you're going through right now, is this COVID precautions?
This week in particular, I
Yeah.
have to be a little bit careful because of some weekend plans.
Right.
But in general, it's usually just me and my girlfriend and one other person.
Right,
I don't
okay.
hang out in big groups a lot.
Sure.
Got
And
it,
so
got
this
it.
was oh my God. It was very overwhelming.
I understand that feeling though, because that's me and Allie a lot will just be it'll be the 2 of us.
Yeah.
Or, the 2 of us in another couple or something like that.
Mhm.
But we still have scenarios where it's her entire extended family.
Yes.
And I just, me being me, I find myself in lots of situations where I'm with a lot of people, whether that's at a Doughboys show or what have you, or the picket line, or at work. I mean, it's just I don't have I get what you're saying, but also I don't have the exact same life circumstances. And Mitch is a fucking certified party animal. You're always hanging out.
I'm starting to slow down a little bit. I do hang out a little too much.
I think you guys are really good socially. I don't know if that's a weird thing to say, but I just get very, very nervous. Whenever I'm in a social situation, I don't know if you guys are the same way, but I try to my biggest concern is is everyone having a good time?
No, I definitely feel that way.
Okay,
yeah, I
okay.
100%
You
have
do?
that. Yeah, I'm always thinking of it because that's why I'll try to
I'm
be
shocked by this.
No, it's why I always try to include if I see someone's being quiet, I'll try to
Sure.
include them in the conversation.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Like
No, you're good like
I
that.
have a hosting mentality. I think even when I'm in a social
Yes.
situation, I've kind of always had that. But the other thing I have is that I'm comfortable being quiet. As much as I talk on this podcast, I'm in a situation with a bunch of loudmouths, I can be I'm fine just sort of sitting there and
You're
picking
saying
my
when you're hanging out
spots.
with me and other people who are loudmouths?
It's honestly, it is I don't mean that as a derogative. But we go out to a bar with me and you and Gabrus and Jordan Morris. I don't need to say a lot,
Yeah, we notice.
Honestly, I'm very
Everyone's gregarious. Everyone's
Sure.
making merry. I can just kind of hang out.
I'm very thankful for when I'm hanging out with people and they know how to talk and make other people feel comfortable, it hits so good.
I'd say me and Gabriel's more of loudmouths. Jordan, not a loudmouth, really. I don't know.
I don't know if I call him a loudmouth, but he's a talkative guy, and he's a very, I don't know. And that was just one example. There are other examples of just a lot of big personalities around, and I'm comfortable living in those spaces.
Speaking of big personalities, Jim Ladd was the guy who used to do freeform rock
Jim Ladd.
radio, and he was on Radio Chaos, and I didn't look it up. I remembered it, and
Wow.
then Googled to make sure I was right. But he was like, we're going to go from this song to this song. It was great. He was a great fucking radio DJ.
Aren't brains crazy?
Yeah.
That they're just the wheels can kind of turn. The fucking Mac OS little rainbow wheel will turn in your brain, and they'll just pull out a name that you were thinking of.
And
10 minutes
why
earlier.
why does your brain even have to remember?
I don't know.
that? There's
It's
no
amazing.
need for it, right?
Yeah.
It's more about eating, that, right? Like surviving. That's what you should remember things. That's
Well,
what animals do.
Yeah.
But you know what? Wally and Irma remember my face. They're very cute. They remember who I am. Yusong,
Yeah.
should we hit a question? Should we? Oh wait, did you
Another
ask?
question.
Oh,
Would you
you're
get a
asking?
tattoo of any kind?
Oh, it would be fun to get a McDonald's arch from one tit to the next tit. You know what I'm saying? And it
Yeah.
meets in the middle. An M right here. My name is Mike too. I feel like that's good.
Oh, to be nestled within those golden arches.
Yusong, that's so sweet of you.
Yeah, I'm the voice of I can hear the comments, I'm just
Let
trying
me
to
we'll
bring
be
that.
comfy.
Yeah.
I mean, like I've said this before. Here's where I'm like, where you dweebs is that I would want to rub a tattoo off my body. If I had a tattoo, I'd be like, get it off. I would like.
Oh right, yeah.
I'd like want it off.
Dirty,
of me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever get a tattoo. I thought about it, but I don't know.
I can't.
Casey's got
I can't do that.
tattoos. Casey's also cool.
Casey's
Hey,
really
thanks.
cool.
When did you get
Hey, thanks, guys.
when did you get your first tattoo?
I got my first one, I would say 10, 11 years ago, something
Okay.
like that. And I think I have around 15
Wow.
to 20, something like that.
Is it all on the sleeves?
I got a couple on my legs. I got
Okay,
one on
got
my
it.
chest.
Got it.
There's plenty of space for more.
Wow.
But the thing
Are
is,
any of them
they're so
fast food
expensive.
restaurants or mascots?
No, but I really like I always think it's great to get a tattoo of a skull or a lady, and the Wendy's girl I think is a great
That is cool.
one.
Which Wendy's girl
We
are
could
we
get
getting?
get
Are
the
we doing?
Wendy's girl dead, like a skull with
That's-
the fucking
Yeah.
That's
red hair. That'd be sick as hell.
That's fucking cool as
fucking
hell.
twisted.
What when if it's the Wendy's girl was going on, that's your answer is the skull one. But are we talking about like the horny Wendy's girl, the classic? What are you gonna
I think
do?
you want the classic logo Wendy's.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think you
the
want
illustration.
Yeah.
But is that going to get you like the cartoon face? Is that going to get you horny? I think you saw like this. Your thing for it was to see this and get a boner.
Mitch, you were saying this about the brain. Brain, biggest sexual organ. I'm
It's true.
gonna get a boner no matter what.
It's gonna make
That's
those
a good
connections.
point.
Yeah.
So okay, so for me it's different. I would need Wendy with like big titties.
Yeah.
I need like a big tittied Wendy.
Or like Colonel Sanders with like big titties.
Yeah, or like Grimace with some big titties.
Hey man, he's already not too bad in that department.
Honestly, you could
And he's got that
swap
ass.
in any mascot
Yeah,
with
just give
just
him
some
some big
big
old
titties.
titties.
I think I'd be fine.
I think this is maybe the only chance in my life I'll get to say the words big titties. I just want to exercise that right now. I don't even have a character to put on them, put them on, but I just wanted to join in.
The Jollibee. Let's just say the Jollibee.
Jollibee.
Yeah.
I was thinking just the letter M from McDonald's with big titties.
Hey, all
That
right.
look fucking good.
Yeah, turn that fucking upside down to a W halfway there.
Should we do another question?
How does it feel? Doesn't it feel good saying big titties? Big titties
Big
feels
titties.
nice. Come on,
Big titties.
join us here.
Big titties.
Big titties.
See, I wanted to. I like the boys' night thing.
Boys night.
Boys' night.
like
Pizza. Come.
big titties.
Where's mommy's?
sometimes the decorations of what masculinity should be make
Yes.
me very, very uncomfortable
Yes.
to like jostle
Sure.
around in there, you know? But this was like one of the few occasions where I feel like I could say big titties and it was like on topic. We're in a Socratic setting. It's
Right.
okay.
Right. No,
Yeah.
you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it was the context allowed it.
Yeah.
All right, let's get another question.
Okay.
You would prefer if we said like a big old dong or something? Is that better?
Big old dong.
It's natural.
Big old dong. I was so scared earlier. Like, am I being good socially? And
You're doing
Well,
great.
yeah, you're doing fine.
great.
oh my god. Okay.
It's always good to see you, buddy.
Our next thank you, Nick. Considering it's almost football season, I'm wondering if Mitch or Nick have had any concussions. Sorry, not concessions. Concussions. Also, what are some of your go-to watching football on TV snacks? Love, Chris, the former Quincy mailman.
Wow.
Thank you for your
Thanks,
service,
Chris.
Chris.
Thanks, man.
I've never had a concussion. I fractured a bone, but I've never broken a bone.
Two concussions, maybe three that I know about.
Wow.
First
Really?
one was it was in 5th grade, and it was like I had like as the first time I ever blacked out. But I was just running on the playground, and then like I woke up in the hospital.
Oh my god.
And apparently, like they said, yeah, like you like fell, you hit your head, and like we like picked you up, and you were like really disoriented, you're crying, we didn't know what was going on. And then my parents were out of town, and my grandma and grandpa were taking care of me. So it was a whole thing of like they were like, you know, they were hearing that their son was in the hospital while they were on vacation. So that was a whole layer to it.
Oh my god.
But yeah, but it wasn't like it, you know, I was young, so it wasn't like any sort of permanent damage or whatever. But I think it really was just like we were playing football on the asphalt, and then I fucking
oh my god.
tripped running a pattern or whatever. So that's
Jeez.
one. I also went up at
It'd be funny to see the version of you before that, and you're like, like a huge personality guy.
It's me, Weiger. What's up?
Everything's fine, mother and father. What happened?
Fuck. So then I had I had to go to urgent care because I got up in the middle of the night and I went to get a glass of water and the kitchen cabinet was open and I like stood up into it and like the corner went like right into my skull and it like punctured it and it was like bleeding.
Jesus.
But the impact was like hurt a lot, but I think I don't know if I actually had a concussion there because I think it was more just that it like, perforated my my scalp. And then I had to have stitches. I had to get staples in my skull.
Also, didn't you you also slipped on a bottle and then a turkey fell on your head in the kitchen, right? It was a full Mr. Bean moment.
Yeah, it was a full on Mr. Bean. And then the other one was
Just that I didn't.
He was pointing to the camera.
Didn't know the reference. Pointing to the camera, doing a little gym.
And then the third one, which I know was a concussion, was when I this happened last year. I talked about it on the podcast. This happened like December of last year.
Oh, yeah.
Where I fell. I got up in the middle of the night to use the
I
bathroom.
thought that was a blackout moment.
I fell and fucking hit my head.
Your head.
So I like lost consciousness, and I think what happened is I just passed out because I stood up too fast and like went to the toilet and like was peeing in a toilet, and then woke up on the floor and my head hurt so bad.
Oh my god!
Well, your sit down method isn't so great after all.
I didn't sit down. That's the thing. I was standing. I didn't sit down. That was the problem. Anyway, our towel rack is still fucking dented where my head hit it. And then I just woke up and I was like, like on the floor of the bathroom. And Allie found me. And then she had to like stay up all night to make sure I didn't like fall asleep and die. And then I went to the urgent care in the morning. They put me in a wheelchair and they gave me a bracelet that said fall risk. Yeah.
The nightmare of being your spouse.
I know.
Nick, I'm so worried. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's fine.
Can
Everything's
I
fine.
say something?
Okay.
Yeah.
Buy Natalie a fucking new towel rack, for God's sakes. For Christmas or something.
It's a rental. We don't give a
Oh,
shit. The
all right.
landlord's going to replace the fucking towel rack. Probably try to claim her deposit anyway.
That's a good point.
Mitch, have you had any?
I've never had a concussion before.
Wow.
I played football, which shows that I didn't play enough football. But like even hitting my head on stuff, I don't think I've ever had a concussion. The one thing I can remember is I've told this before. I think I was at a block. We would have block parties.
Yeah.
Where like the whole neighborhood would they come together and everyone people would just get. It was just fun to watch like the neighborhood dads get fucked up and drunk.
That was a weird
And then
thing.
as time went on, you're like, oh, they have like a problem. Like as you got older, you're like, oh, this wasn't good. Yeah.
No, that's what I realized. This guy had like 7 beers and he's fucking hammered.
Yeah, but it'd be fun for.
dad.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be. It would be the fun thing. You'd be like, he's crazy. He's being crazy. And then as you got older, you're like, no, that's kind of
It
sucks.
bums me out.
But I remember there was a helium tank, and I was like taking hits of helium, being like, "Hi, I have a high voice. This is fun. I sound like Jay Leno," who I think maybe took over the Tonight Show at this point. Maybe not. I was 1990. You think he took it over after 1990?
I think that's around when Carson left, and fucking Leno was at the helm.
So I was taking hits of helium.
Yeah.
Hey, this is funny. My voice is high.
Yeah.
And I remember walking across the street and then just passing out.
Oh yeah.
And then when I got up, there was Mrs. Tufo was in her van talking to a neighbor, and I was like, did I get hit by a car? And then I realized they were like looking down at me and being like, what's wrong with him? Like they didn't even really know what was wrong,
Yeah.
but I like realized on my own. I was like, oh, I passed out from helium.
Oh my god.
Like from doing the helium.
I wrote an essay in middle school about my experience hitting my head and like what getting a concussion in 5th grade. And like, I got like a fucking A+. She was like, "This is so good."
That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I didn't think it was. To me, I was just like writing down what had happened to me. But she was.
This
like,
isn't-
is incredible.
This isn't like concussion related, but I
Who's
got
this
to
dumbass teacher?
in elementary school.
Mrs. Bean.
This is so relatable.
In elementary school, I got to read a poem on the loudspeaker
Wow.
that I wrote.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you.
What was
That's
the
pretty good.
reception?
I don't know. I don't think anyone cared. Like, I really don't. I mean, but this is another thing that happened. I did a spelling bee sometime in elementary school. I was like one of the last few people.
Yeah.
And I didn't get it, and I cried on stage. And then afterwards, everyone made like a nice poster for me.
That's so
That's
sweet.
good.
And that's when I learned that you can weaponize your sadness to make other people do things for you. And I have not let go of that lesson.
What age was this?
This was like, I was like young. This was like 10 maybe, 10 or
Okay,
11.
because I was gonna say because you're just on the cusp of that being like like a life defining humiliation.
Yeah, it was
that happens
luckily-
in like 7th grade. Then
Yeah.
it's just like
I think I
never
got
let
like,
that
it was
down.
young enough too where people were still sympathetic and no one was
Right.
like, grow up because
Yeah.
we were all babies still.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's very sweet.
It was nice.
I remember I made which became things when I was in elementary school. This my idea. I think it was like a science fair, but there's no science behind this. Was that I made like a kitty litter automatic? I'm sorry, a cat feeder automatic like feeder. So the cat would eat and then like food would come down. I think it was before they were like normal
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But I just remember my dad having like sawing and putting stuff together and being so pissed off about it.
Wow.
It was like a horrible thing. But we did a pretty good job. And then like my friend Josh Egan, he's like, I did a hoverboard, and it was like just like a plastic thing with 2 magnets and then a little stick figure on top of the magnet. I was like, that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
You can't pull the fucking. That's bullshit.
That is bullshit.
Trying to fucking pull a hoverboard off of 2 magnets and a little fucking. You can't do that.
There should be a that's bullshit guy at every science fair. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Which one is your child? I don't have a kid here, but that's
I
fucking
was just going around
bullshit.
saying this bullshit. I was a professional bullshit detector.
See you guys at the next block party.
Look at this fucking volcano. That's bullshit. Guy pouring coke into a plant. That's not a science experiment. It's bullshit.
Wait, what was the question?
Concussions. Concussions. And
I never had one.
Do you like any particular foods to watch the games with?
Well, Yusong.
Yeah.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
The games out here start at 10 a.m. mostly for me. We got the 1 p.m. start. So it's a Sunday morning start. I'm waking up sometimes not long before these games start.
Yeah.
Sunday morning, somebody called Maroon 5.
That's what I'm talking about, Yusong. That's what I'm talking about.
Trying so hard.
No, you're right. You're right. With this one, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right with
You're
this
right.
one. Somebody call Maroon 5. It's Sunday morning.
You're
Yeah.
right.
You're right. But what am I going to do for food?
This is 1 p.m.?
This is 10 a.m.
1 p.m. Eastern and
It's
10
Sunday
a.m.
morning. Somebody
Yeah.
call Maroon 5,
the-
like you
Yeah.
said.
This
Yeah.
is the perfect time for food, though. This is when's a better time to eat a meal than Sunday morning? You guys, you can have a
Sure.
fucking bagel, you can get a donut, you have a classic like just full spread breakfast. You can
You
treat
know-
yourself. You can make some waffles.
I'll tell you a
whatever
place.
want.
I'll tell you a place I do quite a bit, and I think Stephanie Beatrice will be very happy with that.
Home state.
Home state.
Wow, that's cool. That makes me think of, and not a Tex-Mex place, but a place that we would get when I watched, because I don't watch football anymore, but I did have a period where I watched college football as well as the NFL. And then I watched the NFL, for a while after I was out of college. When I was in college, we'd like watch College Game Day.
Sure.
And me and my roommates would go to my roommates, very bro-y roommates, would go, a regular haunt of ours was Baja Fresh. We'd go phone in an order from Baja Fresh, pick up a bunch of fucking Baja Fresh, and have like a huge thing of like, at the time, like really good quality, like some of the better, like almost Poquito Mas tier, like higher end Mexican food.
The Baja
Mexican
I wish
food.
I wish I could experience Baja Fresh the way it was back then because
Yeah,
I
like
loved it so
prime,
much.
like 2003 Baja Fresh was just fucking always
What
hitting.
were you
It was so
watching?
good. Like college football. And so I'd have like a big thing of Baja Fresh nachos and watching like College Game Day. And like it was perfect.
That's what I think
fun.
of when I think of like game snacks, which makes me understand why, Mitch, you probably wouldn't want like nachos and cheese at 10 a.m. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or-
sure.
But I also think like you guys introduced me to spinach and artichoke dip, and like that is
wow.
just like lovely. That is
That's right.
truly, that would be, if I watched a game, I would want spinach and artichoke dip.
I'm remembering now. This was your inaugural spinach and artichoke dip experience. This was
Yes.
at the Hillstone restaurant we took you to at South Beverly Grill. Yes?
Doughboys initiation.
guys
Yeah.
night and other guys.
Another guy's night.
and other guys.
Put me in a glass coffin. Everyone jerked off all over it.
Dear Lord.
That's a thing, right? Isn't that a thing? Like, isn't that like a? Isn't that like a rumor that like some secret societies do that?
It sounds like that'd be like at the undercard of like a Royal Rumble or something like a coffin jack off match.
I know how I
That's
want.
a thing. It's like an urban legend, I think.
Yeah, like the Skull and Bone Society or
Yes.
something like that. Okay, that sort of thing.
J.O. on a glass of coffee. Yeah.
I'm gonna. It's the way I want to go now.
You know, that situation is like, oops, I broke the lid of the coffin.
Hey, it seems like he's alive. He's got a funnel where the opening on the coffin is.
Oh.
I used to be a big funneler. When we were first drinking, I told you this before.
Yeah, I never had a funnel phase, but that is like a party animal thing.
Funnels were fun.
Yeah.
Is it because like you can drink without having to like breathe, or like how does that work?
Have you never funneled anything?
I've never.
Oh my
funneled
god!
anything.
Our next streaming event, we have to have Yusong funnel something.
We don't mean to make use on fun.
I'll
It would-
funnel something for content.
If you funnel the beer, it would be fun if you funnel the beer and it's like he has no pulse. Immediately.
So it's just like you have a funnel in your mouth,
Yeah.
and then someone pours a beer in the funnel.
It's a funnel. Like you go to Home Depot, the way we did it. You go to Home Depot, you get a funnel on top, and then you buy like
a tube?
clear tube,
Ah.
and then you can sometimes tape it together or whatever, and then you pour, and we'd have some that could hold quite a bit.
I mean, much like the theatricality of the blowtorch on the creme brulee, I can see how seeing the beer come down would be
Yeah.
very exciting.
I never did the funnel thing, but I have done like direct from a pony keg or something like that, which is a similar experience.
this will maybe gross you up, and then also maybe is impressive. And I don't know if I've told on here, but I remember my freshman year of college at Ithaca.
Yes.
So you were in Ithaca. Oh, maybe you weren't even there yet.
Maybe.
Jesus.
Yeah.
2001, 2002?
I think it's probably there.
Okay.
Maybe.
Child.
Yeah. Child.
There was a funnel that it was 6 beers, and I got it down.
6 beers.
I got 6 beers
That's
down.
a lot.
I got them down.
Wow.
It was, and I got all of them down. I was like, I did it because I was a pretty good funneler.
Yeah.
I was like, I did it, and I was like, this is not going to stay down. It's just too much. It's too
Yeah.
much liquid.
Yeah, too much.
And then I threw it up, and this is the thing I remember specifically was it was cold coming back up.
Yeah, I think you told me this before.
Yeah,
That sounds
it's
familiar.
fucking
That's
yeah, it's
fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking
But
disgusting.
the crossfade you get from helium and 6 beers. Ooh, it's
you never.
perfect.
We're gonna have you funnel.
I'll funnel something. I'll
he
funnel
Have you?
something.
Have you? Yeah,
He
no,
doesn't have to funnel.
No, he does.
All right.
Look, he's got a funnel. We're gonna do the coffin thing to him. He's got 2 things he has to do. We gotta do 2 things.
I'll do that. It sounds fun. I'll wear like a loose-fitting shirt that I could rip off afterwards.
Oh, wow.
I
Sounds
think that this
fucking.
could
Things are
be-
getting hunky.
Yeah.
This could be an experience, you know?
Have you shotgunned a beer ever?
I've like tried.
All right. Yeah.
There's a
same
little bit of a
difference.
learning curve for that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really hard to get all that liquid down.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
funnel like kind of pushes it on you. It like really like shoots down your throat.
Did I tell you my first night at college? I went to like some parties where other people were like shotgunning beers, and I watched a drug deal happen, and I was like, "Oh my god, we are no longer in high school." I'll tell you that much. And I had this whole like crisis because as we were walking down to like the party town, we like the college town, I had my academic integrity notebook. Like all of us received academic integrity notebooks.
Wow.
And I didn't want to show up to a party with one, so I threw it out.
Oh, my God.
And like symbolically,
Yusong.
I chose my path that night. You know what I mean?
Right.
I threw away my academic integrity to shotgun a lukewarm beer.
Wow.
Yusong, that makes
Alignment
me
with that.
sick.
And then I threw up in the bathroom of College Town Bagels.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I also
Sorry,
threw up my
anyway.
first night at college.
Yeah.
I got fucking hammered at a frat party, and I
Yeah.
went back to the dorm room bathroom, and I fucking puked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I threw up my first night of college. Just like you go to the cafeteria, you can eat anything you want. I was
Right.
chowing down.
Natural overindulge. Man, that's the thing I was not expecting, and it's very weird because it's like this
Yeah.
is not a normal way to live. I think it's
Yes.
kind of a strange environment to put people in for like the first, your first years of adulthood. And I know that not most Americans don't go to college. So people go to college. It's like
Mhm.
and live in the dorms, which is itself a subset of people who attend college.
Yeah.
A lot of them commute. It's like it's so fucking artificial that I kind of feel like it'd be better to have people just live in apartments with their own kitchens as opposed to like here's a dining hall that is
Yes.
like fully catered.
Here's unlimited hot
Here's unlimited
fudge.
food. Exactly. It's so
Yeah.
weird.
Ugh.
I used to eat at the kosher kitchen a lot. and they'd be like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?" Because it was like, the
just
food
heard-
looks good.
Yeah,
the food was
yeah.
good.
I just heard Jason Sheridan talking about this on podcast The Ride.
That-
Because
about
he
their-
worked,
yeah.
he worked at the Ithaca dining halls. He also a fellow Ithaca alum, and he was also like shouting out the kosher kitchen.
Kosher kitchen was good at
Yeah.
Ithaca. And like I would come up with like non-kosher shit on my tray and just be grabbing kosher stuff. It was good.
Yeah, if it's good, it's good.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do?
All right. I have another question from a fellow Mitch who asks, somehow you get to pick the restaurant the AMPTP eats at the ahead of the next meeting with the negotiating committees. Where do you send them to get them into the best mindset to listen to reason?
Dog shit cafe.
Yeah, I thought the question was going to be where do you send them so
For
that
punishment.
they to punish them?
Yeah.
which I would be Pirates Dinner Adventure, except the show is dark. You just have to eat the food.
That's good.
That food was awful.
It was bad, but
Truly
we like our friend Jared.
We love our friend Jared. Yeah,
Jared Fogle.
yeah.
Also, I think the guy who we like from Pirates is also Jared, but we were talking about Jared Fogle. Dog shit cafe is I think the
Dog shit cafe is a good one. Yeah,
yeah.
Because they'll be ready to. They'll be like, all right, I'm full of dog shit. My favorite food. Let's get a deal done.
Wouldn't it suck if we sent them to Dog Shit Cafe and they're like, Dog Shit Cafe like hit the spot today?
Great, yeah.
Fuck. Dog Shit Cafe. And then you and I are like, we should check out Dog Shit
Dog
Cafe.
Shit Cafe. Hey man, after the Dog Shit Cafe, you want to hit up the Cat Piss Grill? Cat Piss Grill is hitting.
It's fucking great. You know what? That's like a great challenge to restaurateurs.
Yeah.
If you made a place called Cat Piss Grill and it was really good, wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, that'd be really great.
It was like fine, like super fine dining, Cat Piss Grill.
Yeah.
Have you guys talked about this? Like, if you like restaurants, and I think they're ghost kitchens, but like nearby, it'll be just like fucking fuck you burger. Like they'll just show up. The names are very vulgar now for just restaurants that you'll see on like delivery apps and stuff.
They've all found ways to game the algorithm, and they all involve some sort of weird, like it's like several layers of psychology of
Yes.
like getting people's attention.
Yes.
And yeah, involve like sometimes it's like this is so weird or repulsive that I want to
Yes.
click on it. It's fucking weird.
Mr. Beast, isn't there a whole
Mr.
fallout
Beast is
over his
suing
thing? Yeah.
Robert Earl. Robert Earl is the Planet Hollywood guy who opened his company that I should know the name of, but he has
Mr.
a ghost
Beast Burger?
He has a ghost kitchen empire. Well, he has an umbrella company that does
yeah.
all of the mostly completely shitty dog shit cafe tier ghost celebrity ghost kitchens.
Right.
We reviewed the Guy Fieri ghost kitchen, which was really disappointing. Should be better from a chef. But that's a Robert Earl one. He did Tyga Bites, which was fucking awful. Which we had on the show, Mitch, and Mr. Beast Burger, which was really disappointing. Mr. Beast was so upset, and he's like, "This damaged my brand because these burgers are so awful." That he's sued them.
Did you guys ever find out like where you got it from, whether it be like a Chili's or like a
I got
what
from
restaurant?
Bertucci's,
Yeah.
the one you visited.
Bertucci's, and then there's Buca de Beppos. So that was part of the thing. Robert Earl bought a bunch of Bertucci's, bought a bunch of Buca de Beppos.
Yeah.
Buca de Beppos. I should be able to articulate that. He bought a bunch of these during the pandemic when these restaurants dining rooms were vacant.
Oh, that's
and then
so
he
messed
used
up.
their kitchens to make all of his.
And the food at Bertucci's gotten worse.
The food at all these places has gotten worse.
I-
So that's part of his. He does that, and then there are also specialized ghost kitchens that just make everything.
I watched a video like investigation about how like the people that work at these ghost kitchens like you just now have a second menu and like more orders and like of course they're understaffed and overworked. It's like it's not a good
It's fucking awful.
system. Yeah.
Shout out to Mr.
Disaster
Earl,
capitalism.
my Latin teacher, one of the best teachers that I had.
Hey, that's cool.
Son John, great guy. This is at Thayer, the one year I went to Thayer.
Wow.
And I had great public school teachers too, but Mr. Earl, great private school teacher.
Thanks, Mr. Earl.
Great guy. Don't
Sempre cum Latin.
does that mean come on
don't
my
know.
coffin?
I just think it's funny that it's like cum.
It is funny that cum
Pulcra
is part of
Puella
Latin.
was pretty girl. He said that's the one that you'll always remember, which I did, which I do.
Wow.
But then there was another one of always wear your underwear, and I forget what it was.
Ubi sub ubi.
Yeah, is that it exactly?
I think it's something like that.
Ubi, yeah, something like that. You got it, Wags. You did it. You didn't even take Latin.
Well, I had a friend who took Latin in high school, and he told me that.
Oh my god, I know that because it's a farewell message in a Nancy Drew game.
Is it really?
I think it's like Semper Ubi Sabubi or something.
Wow.
Like
I think
Oh,
there
the
is a
semper as
separate.
the
Yeah,
always.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh.
played so much Nancy Drew. Okay.
Sounds like a horny Nancy Drew game.
No, it's just they're all like kind of horny. It's or I maybe make them horny because I've now developed like these parasocial relationships where like I care about these characters because I've spent so much time with them.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Should we do another question?
Please.
Okay. Tiny Baby Kitty Man asks, you're taking over a movie theater for one night. You have to pick 2 movies for a double feature, but also must replace the concession stand with a fast food franchise that somehow ties into or pairs well with both movies.
Whoa.
A real Barbenheimer. Which 2 movies and which fast food franchise do you choose? This is a very difficult question.
This is a difficult question.
This is really hard.
But with the
Yeah.
popularity of Barbenheimer.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
idea of like and so I'm guessing part of what they're looking for is some sort of double feature that maybe doesn't make sense but makes perfect sense at the same time.
When I read this question, I was like something like Godfather-y, and then you could have like Italian food or something along those lines, but I don't know what I would pair it with because of my lack of movie knowledge.
Right, sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking through some of my favorite movies, some all-timers. You know what I think I would do? I think I just cracked it. I think I would do a basketball doubleheader. And I think I would show Hoop Dreams, the classic documentary, incredible film. But that would come second. But first up, we would see the anime I saw this year. That's my favorite film of the year, the first Slam Dunk. So you get a basketball anime, action-packed, but also emotional, and then you get the real life, like the extremely real version of like of kids who are in competitive basketball programs in the 1990s, trying to find a way that to navigate this world through their own skill in sport. And I think those 2 films back to back would be an interesting 1-2 punch. Look, there's lots of great basketball movies, so you could pair any 2 of them. But I think those 2 would be an interesting combo of contemporary and throwback. And then as far as food, I mean, I think you got to have the kind of thing you would have at a fucking I think you got to have something that you would have at a basketball game, something adjacent to that. That makes me think of Doghouse, because also dogs you have at movie theaters. So I think you get some nice hot dogs, nice artisan hot dogs.
Yeah.
And that would be a good pairing.
Nick, have you ever heard of the basketball movie Full Court Miracle?
No, I haven't.
So this is like I think like a direct-to-TV. This is like in my childhood, I used to love this movie because
Is it live action?
It was live action.
Okay.
And it was based on it was a parable for like Hanukkah or Judaism, where but this was the wild thing because I didn't know what Judaism was when I watched it. I was like so young, and there's this whole plot premise where it was like the generator for the final game is supposed to run out, and the evil team is like, we're gonna call timeouts and we're gonna wait, and then the generator just stays on.
Keeps going for 8 crazy nights.
And this is how I was genuinely introduced to
wow.
Yeah, I just thought it was an amazing premise for a movie until I realized it was a parable much later in life.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So I like the basketball movie Full Court Miracle.
Wow. I'll check that out. I'll put that on my radar. I love basketball movies.
And also the anime movie that you mentioned, it's based on the manga Slam Dunk, right?
It is, yes. Which I've watched some of the anime, and it's tonally a departure from that original anime. Like it's the same characters, and it kind of works as like both a coda for the actual series, but then also like if no one's seen, the director's like, I want this to be able to be someone's first slam dunk. So it's also as a standalone because it focuses on different characters, but it's much more
so cool.
It's much more serious, and the art style has completely changed. Like it's a gorgeous movie.
I've heard good things about the manga, and it's one of those where it's like you can watch the artist improve as the series goes on.
Well, that's the thing, because so like the art style of the anime, the feature that just came out is like it's like akin to the art book, and the art book is gorgeous. It's just like it's like all these,
I really want to see it now.
You should check it out.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, it's like watercolored in motion. It's really really beautiful.
What the fuck are you guys talking
The
about?
first slam dunk. You got to see the first slam dunk.
I
You'd
do
love
wanna
the first
see it.
slam dunk.
All right, I got my double feature. It took me a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would do The King of Comedy and Three Kings,
Oh, I like this.
and then the meal would be 4 Whoppers.
That's really smart.
That's really good.
That's smart.
That's like a really nice night.
4 different Whoppers. You got a rodeo Whopper,
Mhm.
the regular Whopper.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't there a spicy Whopper? Remember
Yeah,
the
what
evil
I know
Whopper
what
or
you're
whatever
talking
the
about,
fuck it was called?
Yeah.
Angry Whopper?
Angry Whopper. That's what it was.
And then one other Whopper, Bacon Whopper. I don't know. There's some other fucking Whopper.
Yeah.
4
Or
different
you throw the
Whoppers.
Impossible Whopper in there.
The Impossible Whopper. There we go.
Can I
love
tell you?
that.
Can I admit something really sad?
Yeah.
I never got to taste the Grimace shake. Like we went there once, and they were just like out, and it was so disappointing that I didn't want to go again.
That's okay. I mean, you didn't miss too much. It was
Okay.
fine.
I kind of loved it.
It was fun. It was
my biggest
I kinda
fear.
loved it.
That's my biggest fear.
I wonder if God will let you into heaven.
Too much time spent in glass coffins. What are you doing? Can I hit you guys with another question?
Please.
Yes.
Kyle asks, what is one of your favorite pieces of clothing you had when you were a kid? Why is it so memorable? This is an excellent question. Thank you, Kyle.
Favorite kid clothing. Wow, I haven't
Favorite
thought
kid
about this
clothing.
in a while.
Favorite kid clothing is funny
kid
because
clothing.
oh, you know what? I remember I didn't even love basketball yet, but I got. Do you remember the puffy coat jacket?
Oh yeah,
The starter
the starter
jacket.
jacket. Yeah.
We call them puffy coat jackets, which I think a
Yes.
lot of people did. But I think I got a Hornets one.
That was the cool one because
Yeah.
that had the best colorway. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people had the Hornets one.
I got the Hornets jacket, and I
fucking badass.
loved that as a kid.
Yeah.
Also, Hypercolor was cool.
Hypercolor was
Do you remember?
cool.
Do you
No.
remember Hypercolor? Hypercolor was like a weird thing where the shirts could change color. They probably were pieces
This
of
is
shit.
like a Pokemon card or something.
No, it was a shirt you wore. Wait, what?
Like a holographic, like you're.
Yeah. Okay. It was the same principle.
Sure, yeah, but you could like breathe on the shirt and it would change color.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is very, very cool.
It was less light. It was more heat that activated it. Yeah.
That is
Hypercolor
genuinely
shirt
very
was
cool.
big. Pumps were big.
Did you have pumps though?
I got pumps at one
Okay,
point.
I
Did
wanted
you never
pumps.
have them?
I coveted pumps. My parents wouldn't let me get pumps.
How
Pumps
would
or
they let you get
shoes?
pumps?
Too expensive.
Pumps or
I think they were
shoes?
like my parents were very cheap when it came to clothes. They'd let me get something nice on occasion.
Wait,
but-
what did you say?
I just mouthed to Casey. Are pumps shoes?
Yeah, they're
Pumps
shoes.
are
yeah.
shoes.
Okay.
Pumps are shoes. Well,
But pumps are also women's shoes.
that's the
too.
that's the thing that's confusing. Pumps are like a style of women's shoe. But there was the Reebok pump, which had a little basketball in your in the tongue of
which
the
was
sneaker.
which was so cool.
And if you pumped it up, it would make your shoe like a little bit more tighter and more supportive. I mean, it was a
Holy
gimmick, but
moly.
it was cool.
But also like it felt like I don't know if any NBA players wore them. Did they? Oh, you know what?
No, you did. No,
famously,
D.
was it
Brown
D.
when he
Brown
won the dunk
pumped- That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
he pumped his shoes before he did a dunk.
That was a Celtic.
The
I
reverse
know,
deflate
I know. D. Brown. I just popped in my head when you
I
thought
knew
of it
you
too.
know. I said it because I was like, oh, it was a
D.
Celtic.
Brown. And that's probably a part of the reason why I wanted him.
Yeah, no doubt. Every kid thought that was so fucking cool. It was like, oh, he pumps up a sneaker, and then he fucking won the dunk contest.
Yeah,
I
it's
remember.
incredible.
I remember I got a Grateful Dead, and this also I wasn't a fan of the Grateful Dead really at this time. I was young. I mean, I liked him enough. I maybe knew like Touch of Grey, but I was like 12. I was going to camp, and I got like a great Grateful Dead tie-dye shirt that was green with the bears on it. And then I remember a camp counselor who was like an older guy was like, "Can I have that shirt?" Because I was like a bigger kid, and he was also
Yeah.
a big guy. He's like,
Yeah.
"Can I have that?" And I was like, "No."
It's fucking weird.
Why the fuck are you asking me for my shirt?
They have
What
a
the
child
fuck?
shirt? What the
Yeah,
fuck's
what
the matter
fuck's
with you?
wrong with you? I mean, I probably was his size.
Yeah, but that's still extremely
Fucking
strange.
weird. Yeah.
If he was doing it,
rude, even if you weren't.
if he was saying it very jokingly, that's one thing. But
No,
that
he
doesn't sound
wanted
like
the
it.
shirt. He like wanted the shirt for sure.
I was a. I haven't thought about this in so long. This is a really interesting question.
Yeah.
I had some red Converse All Stars I thought were really cool. So I had those, look like Sonic shoes.
Yeah.
So I like those. I had some. There was a period in middle school where I wore a band shirt from Hot Topic every day. So like I had just like a bunch of Metallica shirts, a Megadeth shirt, a Slayer shirt, a Rage Against the Machine shirt, and I rotated those, and I thought those were really cool. And that was also kind of like one of those personality defining things, like, oh, he's a
Sure.
band shirt kid, you know.
Yeah.
So I had that, and then I'm trying to think of what else. You know what? A big thing I really liked, and it's interesting because it was a time where it was like you would think a kid would be embarrassed by this, but everyone thought they were cool. Like my music department every year in Hughes Middle School got Hughes sweatshirts.
Yeah.
And everyone thought they were so cool because just the music department got them and you could put your name on them.
That's cool.
And so like I had like a blue one of those, and then I had like a black one of those, and those were heavy in my rotation. They
Good
were
to know
super
like who
cool.
you should beat up.
No, but this is the thing. They weren't like oh, music dark. They're like, whoa, there's a cool. Like it was like
Yeah.
an interesting sort
That's
of
wild.
It doesn't really make sense with a middle schooler's logic, but that's how I think because they look kind of cool.
There were jackets you got if you played football your junior year was the one year I didn't, and they were the cool like Letterman jackets. I never got one.
Yeah,
They were like
Nate
wind-
had a Letterman jacket.
Fuck, Nate is an alpha. Nate is such an alpha. It's crazy.
There were really nice windbreakers for cross country, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that was really cool when I got those as well.
Nate just met fucking
Cypress Hill.
Cypress Hill. That's how much of an
Yeah.
alpha Nate
Send me a
is.
pic of him with Cypress Hill.
The guy's still cool as hell.
My older brother Nate. The other thing that I maybe told this story before, so I apologize to our listeners if I have. But so those Hughes middle school sweatshirts. There was this kid Steven, who, because you could get like something embroidered on your sweatshirt, and mine would be like Nick Clarinet, you know.
Yeah.
And then we were all into Star Wars. And the music that's played by the Cantina band in Star Wars,
Yes.
The Modal Nodes, is canonically jizz.
Yes.
And the style of music they play is jizz wailing. So he got on his sweatshirt embroidered Steven Jizz Wailer.
It's good as hell.
It's good as
really
hell.
good. That's
It's
really
good as hell.
good.
This reminds me of, I had Big Dogs Love to Serve,
Oh, yeah.
which I had a couple Big Dog shirts, which they were kind of sexual, but the big ones that I don't think I ever had, I maybe had one of them, were co-ed naked shirts.
Yeah, I had one Big Johnson shirt. I bought a Big Johnson shirt.
You should fucking wear that thing around,
Yeah,
man.
it was like, okay. It was like it was a golf shirt. It was a Big Johnson golf clubs, and it was like, it's easy to get it in the hole if you've got a Big Johnson. And I had this shirt.
Jesus.
And I wore it to school, and then I wore it home. My parents didn't know I got it. I got it from like Spencer Gifts at the mall, and I wore it home. And my parents were like, you can't wear that anymore. Maybe get rid of it.
This is wild.
No matter how true this is, Nick, you have to get rid of this shirt.
One of my friends had like a soccer jersey.
Yeah.
Like I want to say like Manchester United, but one of the sponsors was just a logistics company called Bimbo. Like
Oh, yeah, I know Bimbo.
BIMBO.
Yeah.
And they made him like put tape on it, or like he wasn't allowed to wear it because of just that alone. But I can't imagine.
We're from the day and age where Maggie Simpson's "Suck T-shirt you had to turn it inside out.
No, they
and
got
Bart Simpson. Who the hell are you?
Yeah,
Bart Simpson.
I had a friend at school who had to change his shirt into "I'm Bart Simpson. Who the heck are you?" with a marker.
Of course.
But anyway, I think Bimbo
sucks.
is I think it's a snack company. I think it's a Mexican snack
it might be a
company.
snack company. It was
Yeah.
some like generic.
They got like a
conglomerate.
white bear.
Yeah.
I had.
We should taste some Bimbo on the show.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I would wear Celtics jerseys out here, but I'm not a guy who can wear jerseys, so I'd wear like a white T-shirt under it, which is
Yeah, good
dorkier.
move.
But it's dorkier. Come on.
Yeah.
But still.
Speaking of dorkier, in high school, I used to. This is when like Mad Men was on, and like I really wanted to be taken.
You say that like it was a long time ago.
I can barely
casually.
remember it. I was so
At the
young.
same time, I was like at UCB, and it's like, hey, John Hamm from Mad Men is backstage. At the same time, you're like in 9th grade.
and what I would do is that
Why
like,
is he here? Why does he do
Yeah,
this?
why is he hanging out here?
Why
What's
is he
going
hanging
on?
out here?
I would buy just like a bunch of collared shirts because I wanted to be taken seriously so badly. And like in high school, I would just wear a bunch of collared shirts to make me feel or seem older.
That's
you know
fucking
what
cool.
I mean?
That's a cool move.
I don't know. I didn't do the trick though. You know what I mean?
Kids are always looking for something. They're always trying to latch onto something. You try out so many different things. I had in 9th grade, I got penny loafers because like I want to be the penny loafer guy, and I just wore those around for a little bit.
I
Yeah.
remember because the cool seniors were like, "Oh, corduroy pants are like cool," and I was like, "Well, fuck me, I got to get corduroy pants."
Yeah.
I was latching for any type of camaraderie.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I was never a guy who cared about style too much. I remember on my birthday, I got shirts from The Gap, one that said 16, and then on my 16th birthday, I wore it, and then I had one that said 17, and I wore it on my 17th birthday, and then I finally got one that said 18, and I wore it on my 18th birthday,
That's cool.
which I thought was funny. I thought it was a funny move. We should do one more question.
Let's do one more drink. Oh, this is a drink related question. Tiffany asks, there seems to be a trend lately in the New York City cocktail scene to make more savory drinks. For instance, the #1 bar, Double Chicken Please, has drinks like cold pizza, which includes ingredients like Parmesan, tomato, and basil. So my question is, which fast
Interesting.
food item do you think would make the best upscale cocktail?
I will say I don't necessarily mind this
I'm
because
gonna wear a 41 shirt this year. I think I should. Right?
I think you should bust out the 18 shirt again.
I wanna make a jizz whaler shirt. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Okay, I will say, like, I don't mind a savory cocktail. I don't mind like a dirty martini or like a Gibson, something with like a little bit of like, it's got a little bit of a
Martinis are too boozy for me. They're
a little
just
boozy, but I don't mind that character. Like what I'm saying is like the dirty element, like it kind of gives it a little bit more of a heartier sort of like savory taste to it, and I don't mind that in a cocktail. Some of these I feel like they're trying a little too hard. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I'm trying to think of one because like you don't want it to be too compound of a flavor, right? That's the issue with a lot of chips these days is they're running out of flavors. So it'll be like here's the avocado BLT chip.
Yeah.
And it like tastes very sciencey because it's got too many ideas.
Yes.
But like, okay, actually this is exactly a Bloody Mary is an example of like a savory cocktail that I really enjoy in certain
Absolutely.
contexts.
You get the celery as well.
Right.
I love a Bloody Mary.
Great.
You know what I like sometimes in a cocktail? A little egg white.
Yeah,
Sure, why
that's
not?
lovely.
Why
yeah.
not?
Froth it up a little
Why
bit with
not?
the egg white.
Doesn't a whiskey
Nature's
sour...
cum in some ways.
Yeah, not cum, but egg white. Nature's cum isn't cum. Common misconception. Hey, can I have some nature's cum? Oh yeah, you mean cum? No, man, an egg white.
No, fucking egg white. What's wrong with
Stop
you,
jacking
dude?
off.
Fucking gross.
Just because I'm in this glass coffin? Fuck out of here. Yeah, okay, so yeah, I love an egg white.
Is an egg white in a whiskey sour?
I think it is.
I-
Wait,
I-
there are whiskey drinks where it's in. I'm trying to think of which.
I think it is in a
think it
whiskey
is
sour.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I remember like I only had one in my entire life, but there was like something egg white, something whiskey, and I was like, this is delicious. I feel like Ernest Hemingway. I'm so fucking in it right now.
Hell yeah.
You know? Yeah. But that's my like yeah that's. I don't really have a lot of cocktail experience, but I like savory drinks too. Like I don't mind necessarily like a more savory thing in general.
So were we supposed to come up with a savory drink?
I think the idea is a fast food menu item that would inspire a savory
Turn
drink.
into a
And
drink.
That what
Okay.
makes me. I'm just thinking of the big boy fast food items, and I'm like, could a cheesy gordita crunch cocktail
Ooh.
work? Could you take elements from that and turn that into something delicious?
I think probably. Like it sounds weird, but they do salted cheese foam on a lot of boba teas as well. I've never had it because I've been very, very scared, but that saltiness and like the creaminess,
Right.
along with like a cold lemony thing, it sounds like it could work.
You know where you could get it is like when I think of a cheesy gordita crunch, I'm thinking of like the sour cream and like and like a lot of the seasoning in there.
Oh, sure.
So like if you put the around the rim of the glass,
that's
you
fun.
put some of that like almost like ranch seasoning around the edge of the glass, and then you have kind of like these egg whiting foamy cocktail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get kind of close. The meat is I don't know.
Just don't put in the meat. If you really feel like you have to have like a little bit as part of the garnish. But I don't think you want to put any meat
That's
in your drink.
a garnish of meat. But what meat would you use for the garnish?
I mean, you could use like a little piece of steak or a little piece of chicken or something like
really
that.
dried.
Yeah.
Like obviously this isn't.
You know what
going
you
in.
could do is you could make a mini cheesy gordita crunch and like stick that in a spear as part of the garnish.
Very cute.
Or even just like the like ground beef and then the two like a little ball.
Yeah, like a little right.
That sounds
You
fucking
could
good. I think
ground
it
up
works.
some of the bimbo snacks and then make like a dirty bimbo. Like
That's fun. That's fun for dad to order
That's
too.
yeah.
Give me the dirty bimbo. He's like, yeah, the kids are laughing. Like, mom's like, Craig. Like, that's what the drink's called. It's my birthday.
so
Craig.
Craig, you're being really inappropriate.
Mom just said fucking.
I don't repeat that. Don't repeat that just because I said that.
It's not your birthday, Craig.
Don't want the kids to think it's my birthday. They can't know my real birthday. What is this lie, Craig?
I told the kids I'm really young. What?
Yeah, I think cheesy gordita crunch could work. I'm trying to think of I'm trying to think of could you do a
I really love our relationship, but I have a hard time trusting you. My dad, when I was growing up, used to just lie all the time about nothing.
I his birthday, said he was super young,
I just can't. I want to be vulnerable,
Yeah.
but I can't.
gave me lifelong trust issues.
Oh.
I feel like any savory like a
I just thought of one. This
hear
isn't
it.
savory, but I think you could do a Cinnabon drink.
This is what I was about to go
That sounds
into.
lovely.
I feel like that, like trying to make. I was thinking of like pancakes or
Yeah,
something, which
yeah.
I guess like pancakes and sausage to make it safer. But like I was like, I don't. Especially maple syrup. Anytime maple syrup is added to a cocktail, I never love it.
Yeah. The
Like-
issue is meat. That's the thing.
meat
The
is
issue
the
is
other
like
issue.
meat just does not belong in a cocktail. The idea of it being
Yeah.
savory is fine. So I'm trying to think of like some sort of veggie options that you could use as a baseline.
Yeah, it's really tough because I think the closest thing is already exists in that nice Bloody Mary. Like that strikes a lot of vegetal notes.
It's
you know?
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, a ton of vegetal notes.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
On
of what
that
else there
vegetal
is.
note, should we do one last question?
do
We
one
can
more.
do one last question.
That was hard. That one was too hard.
That was too hard.
Don't put in the questions that
They're
are too hard.
hard. We don't want the ones that are too hard.
This one, Scrimjab asks, this one's for everyone. If you were to die and be resurrected as a meal, what do you think you would
There
come
we
back
go.
as?
There we go.
And this is based on your karmic balance at this point in your life. So
Oh.
answer honestly.
So we have to account for our sins.
Yes. Like not everyone gets
man.
to come back as like a filet mignon, you know?
Yeah.
Some of us have to come back as Cat Piss Cafe level.
Cat Piss Grill.
Cat Piss Grill. Apologies.
This is a great question.
Okay, coming back as a meal, it's a karmic sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Poetic justice.
I think I'd come back as a Jack in the Box taco.
Pretty good.
Just like a really grimy late night food. 'Cause that's what I survived on for so long.
Right.
Or like if you were really bad, like In-N-Out fries. Like, oh, the poeticness
dare
of it
you.
all. Sorry. No, I'm tailoring it to Mitch's opinions.
So then
not
like
necessarily
yeah,
my
like
own.
I'm not they're not even gonna eat me.
oh yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That would be a sad fate. I think that. So I think part of it is like I am a morning person, and I feel like I'd be on the breakfast menu, and I feel like I would, but I'm not gonna say like I'm like like a sausage McMuffin, like I'm some like it's like oh my god that's what I really want. I think it'd be like a little like a lower tier, like either breakfast sandwich or like donut. Like
Maybe you come back as nature has come. You come back as an egg.
an egg white.
An egg white. You know what? That's karmically for us.
That would be karmically.
I'm the
yeah.
egg yolk, you're the egg white.
Right, yeah.
Wow.
And we're one egg.
Yeah, and we're trapped in a shell together.
Fuck,
Let
that
me
sucks.
out of here.
Let me out of here.
That's
This
very scary.
Yeah.
I think it would come back as a beer. Like,
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I can finally let loose on the other side.
That's fun.
Wait, what?
I don't know. Just I felt like so. You know, it'd be kind of poetic because I don't drink a lot of beer.
Sure.
I'm not
okay.
really a party animal, although I'm genuinely down to funnel something. But
You
then
would turn into piss, which I guess is turning into piss or shit better.
That's true.
This is another part of the exercise.
I'd rather be piss.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm
Well,
going
we
to...
turn into shit, I think.
We turn into shit because we be food. I do
Yeah.
know... That did make me think of a new answer, though. I actually think I do know what I'd come back as.
Yeah.
Wendy's baked potato.
Wow.
I think that's like... It's like, it's not the most exciting side, but it's like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it's like pretty good. And it's not like great for you, but it's not like the worst thing for you. It's just kind of like in the middle of like, oh yeah, they got a baked potato.
Another plus to that, you look up the sign and you got yourself a little potato boner. A little french fry sticks out of you.
Yusong, anything you like to plug?
You can find me on twitch.tv/YU_SONG, or you can just search YU_SONG on YouTube. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for having me on, guys.
Thank you for doing it,
Thanks
buddy.
for coming back in person. Lovely to see you, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great to have you here.
And I guess on that note, boys' night is officially over.
We're coming home, mommy.
We're coming home, mommies.
Big old titties. This is a weird one.
Doughboys Media.